If I'm Manfred Likine, I come from the Kombe village in Boya.
I'm Chairman Ebo.
Patience Matute Ewelisane, aka Lolo.
Name's Tabe Joseph Alobode.
Agatando Nui Kamwasan.
My name is Catherine Enyawa.
You talking here to Sylvanos Songangi or Realtor Songangi as some people have chosen to call me?
Nja Anthony.
Jude, popularly known as Big Jude.
Van Palman.
I am Emmanuel Nyam.
My name is Florent Nkolo.
Ebenezer Mange Chobefu.
How would you describe your dad?
Hardworking man, a motivating man. He motivates me a lot, and a really good soccer player.
Most honest man that I know. He's quite hardworking. He believes a lot in hard work, in using your time efficiently.
Dedicated, but it's rare to be recognized.
He was a disciplinarian. He was very smart, I would say, back in the day. And he was very gentle and soft-spoken.
Caring and athletic.
Strict, very religious, very stern.
Much a calm, gentle, and honest person. I wish I could follow the footsteps of my father.
My dad was a community builder. He was that kind of person that brought the neighborhood together. He was a unifier, and he was an educator as well.
He's an amazing dad, really ambitious, really intelligent. He's one of my idols.
Jovial person, someone who likes fashion.
He is hardworking, smart, focused, family-oriented, kind-hearted, and jovial.
But anyway, may his soul rest in peace, but he was a smart, intelligent, and very focused man.
Was a great man, peaceful, and he always gave us good advice.
He was a very, very, very principled man. I'll put it that way, though.
Ambitious guy, very intelligent, and I can say he's one of my idols.
Oh, my dad is a great man. A word I would use for him is elegant, strong, and great personality.
What is the advice that you can give fathers on Father's Day?
Before I get to that, I would like to thank the Sisters of Valor for this laudable initiative. The pieces of advice that I have for them is that they should be helpful. They should love one another because love conquers everything, and they should have the spirit of sharing.
People in those days, especially our parents, never put heed to see about the education of girls to an extent. But when I came, my delivery started with girls. Then I said, well, this is a blessing for me. Then I must educate them, send them to school, let them also study as boys. Yeah, because I don't know what is going to happen in the near future or in years to come. If they are also educated, normally they will act like boys in one way or the other. They may not be people who will be able to be clearing farms or to be digging holes and so on, but academically they will be sound and do something in offices, whereby they too will be competent and do things like boys. And so I said, I must embark in seeing that as I've had them, I can never leave them loose.
In fact, we started at home. We had our lunch together. That was nice, man. And you couldn't imagine that we've had gifts and so on. We have shared many things together. In fact, Father's Day is a day that will remain indelible in our hearts, especially the one of today that we've shared our gifts with loved ones.
First of all, I want to apologize to my fans and that my voice of today, it's kind of something. Maybe an event like this is a very special day to me. Being a father is one of the greatest things because growing as a child, that title, which you growing up like in our Cameroonian culture, not actually calling you dad from his name. It's something that is so different. So me growing up and then my kids calling me dad instead of from my name, it's a very powerful tool to me.
I mean, everything, every bit of it. I mean, at first, you know, when I had my first child, my son, every first time that kind of have a little bit of panic, you know, it's a little bit scary at the first, having the first child when your wife or girlfriend tells you that they are pregnant, you kind of like, oh my God, you know. But I think it's a good feeling, you know. It's challenging being a father, you know, but again, it's worth it. The kind of joy that those kids bring, you know, despite all the hurdles that you have to run around, take care of them. You have to surrender so many things in life just to look after them. But again, it's worth it 1 billion times.
Well, I'm a father, and I don't think I'm so special to be a father, but first and foremost, I just want to thank the Almighty God who gave me that opportunity to become a father. So a day like this, I will not let it go without making it known, because I think it's a thing of a wood to belong to.
Well, to be a dad, first of all, it's not an easy job. It's a sacrifice. What I enjoy most is seeing my kids growing together with me in one house. It's the best experience you can ever think in life.
First of all, I would like to wish my father, Nkem Ndobegang Nazarios, who lives in Boya, a very happy Father's Day. I think that that should be celebrated and appreciated every day. So it's a good thing that at least one day in a year is kind of dedicated to dads, especially maybe to those that don't get that recognition every day. So.
Well, I want to remember my father as someone who always called me and gave me very good advice, but it based on the situation. Circumstances happen, and he will always call you and speak to you based on what has happened. For example, he will always tell you opportunity comes but once, depending on what has happened.
Food. I think that the achievement of always taking care of the whole umbrella, I always classify a father as somebody who takes care of everyone, takes the blame for things that don't work and trying to make them to work.
Having people that I'm guiding and seeing them having success in what they're doing. So,
well, what I enjoy most being a father is seeing my kids grow and trying to impact the same knowledge that my father gave me when I was growing up to my kids, so that we can continue that legacy.
Yeah, but my father likes to give advice, so I want to celebrate him because I think I have grown. I have developed based on what he used to tell me, and he always told me that you cannot have everything in life. Appreciate what you have, and don't compare yourself with other people.
For everything that he's done for me, like caring for me, and even though sometimes he struggles, he still finds a way to like love me, and yeah.
I'll be celebrating their duty consciousness, their hard work, their protection over their family, providing security and the means and the wherewithal for their families.
Thank you. Just thank you.
I would thank him vehemently for how he brought me up, and even though I was stubborn, all the things he told me I didn't respect all, but I'm grateful I did respect 70% of what he told me.
A father, it makes me happy. Imagine you getting up home without that disturbance, you know, without that naughtiness around you, without children. Life is like, in a way, in a nutshell, not meaningful. But I'm not saying that those that don't have children, they are worthless or they are not important in society. But I mean, passing the mantle to the next generation is very vital.
Being a dad, having fun with my kids, take them out, travel.
Oh, being a father is so awesome. You know, playing with the kids. They play with you, you share time together, have fun, you know. Just that bonding, you know, is very important. Well, just celebrating life, that I'm healthy, you know, have family around me, time to relax with other fathers, spend time, enjoy, you know. Just take life as it is.
I think it's a very good feeling. You know, I just became a father 3 months ago, and I'll tell you, it's something that I wouldn't trade for nothing. It's been a roller coaster couple of months with my little daughter, and you know, it's the best feeling out there.
I get comfort when I get back home from the children, and I play with them a lot.
Just that feeling that you can come back home and have some kids or have kids around that you can chat with. It's one of those feelings that that is pretty hard to kind of describe in words, though.
He gave everything. I can only feel that now because I'm a dad too. But at that time, I thought he was stupid. I thought he was like scolding at my mom. He was like imposing. But then I realized he's trying to build a family, build generations. So right now, I'm not enjoying this day for myself. I'm enjoying this day for my dad. Well, being a father is like bringing up young people, bringing up my wife, and the society, those around me, close to me, to be better version of themselves.
Having children. Right now, I am a grandfather.
I actually am celebrating everything. I'm thankful I'm a father. God has given me beautiful kids. I'm trying to bring them up with good morals and respect for elderly people and respect for everybody. So that's something to be thankful about.
What is the best thing about being a father?
It's to be both caring and cordial to children.
Being a dad, it's the power behind everything lies on the hands of a dad. So you have to resistance.
Just to come back home and your kids running up to you and calling you dad and telling you how their day went, what they did in school, it's very fulfilling.
Well, again, just like I said, you always need to make sure that you take responsibility as a father. Father is not just because you're a man. Father is somebody who takes care, who covers that umbrella and make sure that he protects the house, protects the wife, protects the kids. It's your responsibility to make sure that the entire home is happy. And if the home is not happy, it is your responsibility to always bring that forward, that everybody is happy.
We live in a world now that information technology and modernity has created a lot of things that make kids not to be respectful. But any young father, I would say, be respectful, because whatever you're doing, the kids are watching, and kids are very good at copying. So if you don't show good example, then you just expect your child to go astray as well tomorrow, which you can't blame them.
Transfer all what my father said to me, because my father was a very good Christian. He told me to always be honest and always to talk the truth.
The best advice that you've instilled in your children as a father?
What I will instill to my children is that they should be cordial. They should be people who will know other people and, in fact, have the mind of rendering help so that others too can grow among themselves. One should not eat alone. We must share, you know.
If your father were here on Father's Day, what would you tell him?
Oh, may he so rest in peace. My father was so wonderful. He took good care of me. In fact, my father, I couldn't imagine that before his death, I was prominent in his will, which is an indication that he was not discriminative. So I would thank him, even though he's in his grave, I would thank him for making him what I am today and making him to accept my wonderful husband.
I'll look him in the eyes and I'll tell him that you are a man.
Tell him that I love you, Dad, and I will continue to always love you. Thank you for always being a father.
You need to be very respectful with elders and work very hard.
There were many, but I think the best one was he told me to respect all women. And I have held through to that. And yeah, I think it was a good one and I'm holding on to it. I'll just hug him and tell him how I love him and how his advice to me has helped to shape my life and that of my family.
I will say thank you, Daddy, for all the advice you gave me, and I love you.
I will tell him that I love him so much, and I want to thank him for the good inspiration in my life, and I also want to thank him for all the support that he gave to me and my siblings. And I'll just say, shout to you out, Daddy, I love you so much.
I'll just give him a big hug and say thank you, Dad, for bringing me to be a loving father today.
Happy Father's Day. And I even made a card for him at school, so yeah.
Well, I'll tell them that, Daddy, he passed away anyway, but tell him, Daddy, you did a good job raising me. I love you so much. I think you're the best dad in the world. Now, no one is perfect, but I think he did his job as a father.
I love you so much, Dad. You have given me everything, and I wish I could live by your footstep and your example.
I'll tell him, Daddy, you're the best.
Thank you for always being by my side and for always believing in me.
Thank you, Dad, for being sometimes very tough with me.
I will tell him thank you for the good upbringing you gave me. I love you.
I will tell him I love him.
I will tell him I love him so much because when I didn't spend too much time with my dad, but see how I spent time with my kids and the love, the bonding, I really miss him. I will tell him I love him.
I would tell him that I appreciate all the lessons, especially the education that he strived for us to have, and the fact that he was always cheering for us to be the best versions of ourselves. And also let him know that a lot of the kids that he looked after are very successful today.
I'll tell him I'm following his footsteps.
I would thank him for being a strong pillar in our family and for teaching me how to be a man.
I will tell him he's the best father ever in the whole wide world.
Thank you.
I'll tell him that I love him and I love and I appreciate everything he does for me.
I'll tell him Happy Father's Day, and then I'll let him understand how incredible he has been, always cooking for us, help us clean, and make sure we go to school.
In one word, what I want to tell him is thank you. Thank you for all he did to ensure that I become what I am today.
I'll tell him, Dad, thank you for everything, for the opportunities you've given to me, and right now I am making you happy. So I'm glad I'm glad of having you as a father, and I love you.
So what is the best advice your father gave you?
The best he gave me was to be loving and caring and to be God-fearing, and that I should learn to share with others. I should be honest wherever I be, and I think all those pieces of advice has made me to be what I am today.
To always keep going, even when it gets tough sometimes.
Well, being honest is one of the key things that he told me when I was growing up. Don't cheat anyone and always be prayerful.
When you get married, be a partner with your partner. You should be a partner, be supportive with your partner.
To treat others the way I want them to treat me.
He was one of the best that you could ever think of. Very strict, very disciplined. He always tried to make sure that I follow the right path. As a kid, there's a possibility of you going astray because at that very young age, you mingle with a lot of friends. Some are kind of like what they call back home bad friends, and sometimes you really do not have much control over those people, but my dad was always there to teach me the difference between good friends and bad friends. So he didn't really give me any particular advice, but he just kind of cushioned me to follow the right path in life.
My father taught me to be hardworking and to be focused.
To never give up and just follow my dreams.
To always respect your elders, always respect the law, and always be kind to everybody you meet. If somebody is in need, being old, young, or small, always make sure you help them out because you never know. And always make sure you are of importance and relevance to the society.
Stick to whatever I decide to do.
You have to keep going, no matter what.
Always told us to work very hard, because if you work very hard now, then you probably do not need to work as much in the future. So your future is kind of guaranteed if you work hard in the present, like when I was young.
My dad always told me to work very hard, focus, and make sure that everything I wanted to do, I did my best at it, give it my best shot, actually.
Well, my father always told me to take school seriously, else I'll be doing odd jobs.
Be yourself, be you, be the true you. Don't try to live another body's life. Live your own life. Live by your terms. Live by respect, dignity, and value for humans. Yeah.
My father told me that it was good to be honest and always say the truth, nothing but the truth.
Father told me to be hardworking. No, nothing comes easy. To be honest, have dignity, know what you want, and just go for it.
My dad always told me to always look after myself. Like, he always wanted me to invest in myself educationally, and he always told me that family would benefit from me if in the long run I become successful. So he always instilled that self-confidence at a very early age to go out there and try to make a difference.
He's advised me to be focused and hardworking, focus on myself, and then make a good life out of it.
That you should never look at somebody's thing, and you should be very religious and believe in yourself.
As a woman or as a daughter or as a child, it's very important to be respectful, listen, calm in every decision you take.
We got to interact a lot. There's lots of different personal things he told me about life, but I want to put in a nutshell, right, that one of his emphasis was centered on taking one step at a time, and always understanding that challenges will come your way, right? And it's not how you take these challenges.
Thank you. A big thank you.
Son, go out there and do what you like, and make sure that everything you do makes you happy first of all, before your friends.
To always keep pushing, to trust myself in whatever I do.
To work hard and stay strong. The world will always throw things at you, and you have to fight through.